A weekend to remember. To have a fun weekend with their family, Jamie and Amelia planned a picnic with their children. It was an idea that came quietly one evening, without fanfare or elaborate planning, but it carried with it a promise of something rare and precious: uninterrupted time together. Life had been moving too fast lately. Jamie had been buried in work deadlines, often returning home after sunset, his mind still tangled in spreadsheets and emails. Amelia, juggling her freelance projects and the daily rhythms of running a household, felt the days blur into one another. Their children, 8-year-old Lily and 5-year-old Noah, were growing faster than either parent cared to admit, their days filled with school, activities, and screens that seemed to demand more attention than people ever did. So when Amelia said, almost offhandedly, "What if we just packed some food and went to the park this weekend?" Jamie looked up from his laptop and realized how long it had been since they'd done something that simple. "A picnic?" he asked, smiling. "Yes. No schedules. No phones. Just us," she replied. And just like that, the plan was made. Friday night preparations. The house buzzed with a gentle excitement on Friday evening. Lily insisted on helping Amelia decide what food to bring, flipping through a worn notebook where Amelia had scribbled favorite family recipes over the years. "We should bring sandwiches," Lily declared confidently. "And strawberries. And cookies. Definitely cookies." Noah, sitting cross-legged on the kitchen floor with a box of crayons, chimed in without looking up. "And juice boxes. And chips. And gummy bears." Jamie laughed from the doorway. "I think the ants might enjoy that picnic more than we will." "We'll be careful," Amelia said, exchanging a knowing look with Lily. "Won't we?" Lily nodded solemnly, as if she were being entrusted with a sacred responsibility. Later that night, after the children were asleep, Jamie and Amelia sat together on the couch, the soft glow of a lamp illuminating the quiet room. The picnic basket rested near the door, half-packed. "I miss this," Jamie said softly. "Planning things like this. Just us." Amelia leaned her head on his shoulder. "Me too. I think we all need it." They sat in silence for a while, listening to the familiar sounds of their home, feeling something settle gently between them, a reminder that happiness didn't always require something new, only attention. Saturday morning. Saturday dawned bright and clear, sunlight streaming through the curtains as if nature itself approved of their plans. Lily was awake before anyone else, already dressed and standing at the foot of her parents' bed. "Is it picnic day?" she whispered loudly. Jamie groaned playfully and pulled the pillow over his head. "What time is it?" "It's morning," Lily said, grinning. That was enough to get Noah moving too. Soon, the house filled with laughter, the clatter of dishes, and the occasional argument over whose turn it was to pack what. Amelia carefully wrapped sandwiches in wax paper, while Jamie sliced fruit and packed a cooler with drinks. Lily insisted on bringing a small notebook to write about the picnic, and Noah stuffed his favorite toy dinosaur into his backpack. "You never know when you might need backup," he explained seriously. By the time they loaded the car, the picnic basket was full, the blanket neatly folded, and the family's anticipation almost tangible. The journey to the park. The park they chose wasn't far, just a 15-minute drive, but it felt like a small escape from their everyday world. The road curved gently, lined with trees that swayed lazily in the breeze. They rolled the windows down, letting fresh air fill the car. Lily sang along to the radio, slightly off-key, while Noah tapped his dinosaur against the seat in rhythm. Jamie glanced at Amelia, who was watching the children in the rearview mirror. "This is nice," he said. She smiled. "It really is." They arrived at the park just as other families were beginning to set up, the grassy fields dotted with colorful blankets and the sound of children's laughter echoing through the air. Choosing the perfect spot. Jamie carried the basket while Amelia held the blanket, and the children ran ahead, pointing excitedly at ducks near the pond and kites flying high above. "This spot. Lily announced, stopping beneath a large oak tree whose branches offered generous shade. Jamie spread the blanket carefully, smoothing out the wrinkles, while Amelia arranged the basket at the center. The children flopped down dramatically, as if exhausted from a long journey. Food? Noah asked immediately. Soon, Amelia said. First, take a moment. They all lay back, staring up through the leaves as sunlight filtered down in shifting patterns. I like this tree, Lily said thoughtfully. It looks old. It is, Jamie replied. It's probably been here longer than all of us. Noah frowned. Even longer than Grandpa? Jamie laughed. Much longer. Lunch and laughter. When they finally opened the basket, the picnic felt almost ceremonial. Sandwiches were passed around, strawberries washed and shared, cookies carefully rationed, though not very successfully. Amelia poured juice into cups while Jamie told a silly story about a squirrel who thought he was a lion. Lily laughed so hard she nearly dropped her sandwich. Between bites, they talked about school, about a book Lily was reading, about Noah's dreams of becoming a paleontologist or a superhero. And you? Jamie asked Amelia. What do you want to be when you grow up? She raised an eyebrow. I think I already did that. Jamie reached for her hand, squeezing it gently. Games and discoveries. After lunch, the children were eager to explore. Jamie joined them in a game of tag, pretending to be far slower than he actually was, while Amelia watched, laughing, from the blanket. Noah discovered a line of ants near the edge of the grass and crouched down to observe them, narrating their journey as if it were an epic adventure. Lily collected leaves of different shapes, arranging them into patterns on the blanket. Amelia eventually joined them, and soon they were all lying on their stomachs, examining the tiny world beneath their feet. Look how strong they are, Lily said, watching an ant carry something many times its size. Jamie nodded. Sometimes the smallest things are stronger than we think. The words lingered longer than he expected. A quiet moment. As the afternoon wore on, the park grew warmer and quieter. Other families packed up and left, and the sun shifted, casting long shadows across the grass. The children grew tired, their energy replaced by a gentle calm. Noah curled up beside Amelia, his dinosaur tucked under his arm, while Lily leaned against Jamie, flipping through her notebook. This was a good idea, Jamie said softly. Amelia smiled. I'm glad you think so. They sat together, watching the clouds drift lazily across the sky, feeling a sense of completeness that didn't demand anything more. An unexpected conversation. As they rested, Lily looked up suddenly. Mom? Dad? Yes? Amelia replied. Will we always do things like this? Jamie and Amelia exchanged a glance. We'll try, Jamie said honestly. Life gets busy, but this is important. Amelia added, and even when we can't have picnics, we'll always have moments together. Lily seemed satisfied with that answer, returning to her notebook. Packing up. Eventually, it was time to head home. They packed the basket, folded the blanket, and made one last walk around the pond. Noah waved goodbye to the ducks. See you next time, he said. As they walked back to the car, Amelia felt a quiet gratitude settle in her chest, not for the perfect weather or the well-packed lunch, but for the simplicity of the day and the way it had brought them closer. The ride home. The drive home was quieter. Noah fell asleep almost immediately, his head resting against the window. Lily stared out at the passing trees, humming softly. Jamie reached for Amelia's hand again. Let's do this more often, he said. She squeezed his hand in return. Let's promise we will. Evening reflections. Back at home, after showers and pajamas, the family gathered in the living room. Lily read aloud from her notebook, describing the picnic in careful detail, while Noah acted out the story with his dinosaur. Later, as the children slept, Jamie and Amelia sat together once more. "Today felt grounding," Amelia said. Jamie nodded. "It reminded me of what matters." They didn't need to say more. A memory that lasts. In the days that followed, life returned to its usual pace. Work resumed, school schedules filled the calendar again, and the noise of everyday responsibilities crept back in. But something had shifted. Sometimes, Lily would mention the picnic while eating breakfast. Noah would ask when they could go again. And Jamie and Amelia, even on their busiest days, carried the memory with them, a quiet reminder that joy didn't always require a vacation or a big event. Sometimes, all it took was a blanket, a basket, and the decision to be fully present. And that weekend picnic became more than just a fun family outing. It became a touchstone, a simple, beautiful proof that even in the rush of life, there was always room for moments that truly mattered.